For the first time ever, an object from interstellar space has been observed visiting our solar system. There are strange things near Earth that we can't fully explain, and they're happening all too quickly. The silent space around us is starting to reveal secrets that make us question everything we know about the universe. AI Loeb, who leads the astronomy department at Harvard, thinks these mysteries might be from aliens with advanced technology. He's especially interested in Oumuamua, a weird object from another star system that behaves unlike anything we've seen before, sparking debates worldwide. What if there's more out there watching us from the shadows? The James Webb Space Telescope has recently spotted an object in space that looks a lot like Oumuamua, another mysterious object that passed by us before. This discovery has gotten a lot of people excited about space again. Space is still full of mysteries, even though scientists and other experts have figured out a lot about Earth and its history. AI Loeb from Harvard thinks some of these space objects might even be pieces of technology from aliens. This new object caught everyone's attention because it moves differently from most things we see in space. It first appeared when it was close enough to the sun to see it with our telescopes. However, it didn't stay visible for long because it moved away from the sun quickly, becoming too faint to see. The last time the Hubble Space Telescope saw it was on January 2, 2018. Some people who love watching the stars have seen more objects like this using online tools, suggesting that our solar system might see these kinds of visitors quite often. People first thought this object could be a new type of asteroid because of its size and shape, but the way it sped up wasn't just due to gravity pulling on it, which made some scientists think it might be something even more interesting, like a piece of advanced technology. The James Webb Space Telescope is really helpful for studying these objects because it can see in infrared. This means it can pick up details about objects in space that we can't see with our eyes alone. This helps scientists figure out what these objects are made of and where they might have come from. These discoveries remind us how much we still have to learn about space. They make scientists question old ideas and think about new possibilities, like whether some of these objects are from other civilizations. While some scientists are cautious and want to stick to what they can prove, others like Loeb are open to more exciting ideas. As research goes on, scientists don't all agree on what these objects are. Some think we should keep our minds open to all possibilities, including that these might be more than just space rocks. This kind of debate is good because it keeps everyone thinking and exploring new ideas, which is a big part of what makes studying space so interesting. Every new discovery, like this one by the James Webb Space Telescope, gives us more clues about the universe and makes us rethink what we know about space. It's a reminder that there's always more to learn and explore out there. On an ordinary Thursday, back on October 19, 2017, a Canadian astronomer named Robert Warwick was doing his usual work, checking out snapshots taken by a super powerful telescope. This wasn't just any telescope, it was Pan-STARRS 1, which sits on top of Haleakala, a volcanic mountain in Maui. The telescope is super advanced, featuring a high-tech camera that's always scanning the night sky. Its main job is to keep an eye out for asteroids and other space stuff that comes close to Earth, zipping around at speeds like 40,000 miles per hour. But that night, something really weird happened. While looking through the images, Warwick caught a glimpse of a tiny speck of light that was moving way faster than anything he'd usually see. We're talking about nearly 200,000 miles per hour. That's super fast, even by space standards. Intrigued by this speedy speck, Warwick didn't waste any time. He quickly got on the phone to other astronomers to tell them about his find. They all started to track this mysterious, fast-moving object using their own telescopes back at their observatories. The more they watched it, the stranger it got. This thing was about the size of a city block, and it kept changing brightness really dramatically, like 10 times over. This hinted that it might be really weirdly shaped, maybe long and skinny like a cigar, or flat and round like a pizza. Unlike most space rocks that travel in circles around the sun, this one was shooting straight out of our solar system. They ended up naming this strange space visitor Oumuamua, which is Hawaiian for scout, sort of like a trailblazer or an advance guard. This was a big deal because it was the first time we'd ever seen an object from another star system visiting ours. They gave it an official name too, 1I/2017 U1. Objects like comets usually have tails made out of gas and dust that help them move through space, but Oumuamua was different. It didn't have a tail, and when scientists tried to find the usual comet stuff like water vapor or dust around it, they came up empty. Even NASA was like, this is definitely an unusual object. Before we knew it, Oumuamua was too distant and dim for us to study any further. Scientists had all sorts of theories about why Oumuamua was acting so oddly. Some thought maybe it had bumped into something else, or that it was being pushed around by solar wind. Or maybe there was something complex going on with how sunlight can push objects, which is called the Yarkovsky effect. A few guessed it could be a piece of alien technology. Feeling limited by academic journals, Loeb decided to reach a wider audience by writing a book called Extraterrestrial, the first sign of intelligent life beyond Earth. In it, he compares his experience to that of Galileo Galilei. When Galileo supported the idea that the Earth orbits the Sun, he faced a trial and had to recant, but he supposedly muttered, "And yet it moves," standing by his belief despite the official rejection. Loeb uses this story to parallel his own conviction about Oumuamua. Despite skepticism, he believes its behavior is something our current science can't easily explain. In his book, Loeb argues that Oumuamua's strange acceleration couldn't have been caused by invisible gas emissions as some had suggested, but might have been propelled by sunlight. This would mean Oumuamua would need to be extremely thin, almost like a sheet, which could act like a sail. He pointed out that natural processes usually don't create such thin, sail-like structures capable of moving through space, suggesting it might be a product of intelligent design. Loeb's ideas remind us of when astronomers first discovered exoplanets. The detection of 51 Pegasi b, a gas giant orbiting very close to its star, was unexpected and reshaped theories, leading to the new category of hot Jupiters. These discoveries have taught us to expect the unexpected in space exploration. If the Kepler Space Telescope's mission, which confirmed thousands of exoplanets, suggests that billions of potentially habitable planets might exist, what does that say about the uniqueness of Earth and the rarity of life? Could there be millions of planets teeming with life forms? Ellen Stofan, former NASA chief scientist, predicted we might find evidence of life beyond Earth within the next 2 decades. Jeff Newmark, a NASA astrophysicist, agreed, saying it's a question of when, not if. Ari Kirschenbaum, from the University of Cambridge, in his book The Zoologist's Guide to the Galaxy, argues that natural selection might be a universal force shaping life everywhere. He suggests that even if alien life doesn't look like life on Earth, it might evolve in similar ways for similar purposes. While we might mostly find microbial life out there, Kirschenbaum doesn't rule out more complex beings. This leads to big questions about our future interactions with potential extraterrestrial intelligences and the ethical implications of such encounters. The lack of contact with advanced civilizations despite our discoveries leads to the Fermi paradox, with physicist Enrico Fermi famously asking, "Where is everybody?" One French researcher suggested at a conference that extraterrestrial civilizations might be intentionally avoiding us, calling it galactic quarantine, to prevent cultural shock. The possibility that we're not the only ones in this vast universe, that there might be other creatures out there, really gets people talking. It's a topic that brings a mix of thrill and serious debate among those who study the stars. Professor Loeb, looking at the peculiarities of Oumuamua, raised some intriguing points. Its shiny exterior and swift movement led some to speculate that this object might not be just another asteroid. It was unlike anything we had seen before, and even though it only visited us briefly, it left behind a whirlwind of questions and curiosity. Imagine Oumuamua had been silently cruising through the cosmos for perhaps over a century, maybe even keeping tabs on us before we finally noticed it. It came close enough to our planet for its surface to catch and reflect the sunlight back to us, revealing its presence. In that fleeting encounter, that brief glimpse was enough to ignite a wave of excitement among everyone, from professional astronomers to those just fascinated by space. As Oumuamua continued its journey away from the sun, it began to fade and eventually disappeared from our view, returning to the mysterious depths from which it came. Its exit from our view left us all in a state of wonder, reshaping our perspectives on the night sky and provoking thoughts about whether there might be beings in distant galaxies looking our way, pondering the same existential questions. The saga continued when, on January 2, 2018, the Hubble Space Telescope had its final observation of this enigmatic space traveler. A few months later, something else intriguing happened beyond the orbit of Jupiter. This new discovery grabbed the attention of both amateur and professional astronomers alike. The James Webb Space Telescope, thanks to its powerful capabilities, was able to detect this second interstellar visitor. Unlike Oumuamua, which entered our solar system in a hurry and left just as quickly, this new object lingered a bit longer, offering more chances for study. It was another reminder of how much we still have to learn about the universe and the surprises it holds. Do you think we are too quick to dismiss the idea of alien visitors, or are some theories just too wild to take seriously? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.